Two bros chilling in a podcast 5 feet apart because we love nerd shit. Oh yeah.
It's time for discussions at brunch.
Yeah.
I really like that intro.
It is so dumb.
Oh yeah.
It's time to talk about some nerd stuff.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Everything gets way better when you have like a high octane announcer like that.
I'm sorry to inform you, but your grandpa passed away on the OR table. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Congratulations. This baby that you just had is a beautiful young boy. But could possibly change his pronouns later. Yeah.
I think we should just make a supercut of us doing like just random ass commercials.
Supercut.
It's like
Just
like
post it on YouTube Shorts and get all the viewers.
some laundry detergent.
Are you tired of doing laundry the boring ass way? How about you do something that kicks ass and smells grass? Downy.
These Tide Pods aren't for eating.
My grandpa ate one 3 years ago and he hasn't been the same since.
Ah. It's too early. Well, good morning, everybody. For
It is
fuck's
11 o'clock.
sake. Good morning. We got Nolan in the chat. We got Spooky Lilac in the chat. We got a lot of cuties in the chat. You know, every now and then you get a lot of cuties in the chat. They're always there for you. And every time we get a podcast, they're always there. What an old bit. Thank you, Family Guy, for that bit. Dylan, what are we talking about today,
Whoa.
dude?
We are talking about action role-playing games.
Waiting for
The,
his sponsors to roll in.
Haven't we? Didn't we get like a raid offer once?
We get. I'm going to be honest with you, Dylan. I've been holding out on you. We get a lot of sponsorships. The problem is that everyone that uses Stream Elements gets a lot of sponsorships. And it's always like, how do I put it? It's always like companies who are like, yeah, get 300 people on here and we'll pay you a minimal amount of money.
Oh yeah, you'll get $5 for every 400 people who sign up.
There was one that we got for some fucking, I can't remember what it was, some stupid ass mobile game. They were like, get 6 people to join and we'll pay you $150. I'm like, that's not worth 6 people joining your fucking game, dude.
It's worth it to them.
To me, a sponsorship is someone who watches our content and enjoys it, and they're like, hey, you'd be a great way for us to branch out to people. Please talk about our product. Here is money. Requirements.
You gotta pay it.
Talk
up
about
front.
it.
We only accept payment up front. We don't do any freebies.
I'm not going to do the work and then you pay me. You pay me for my work beforehand. How do I know you're going to be real with me?
All right, so yeah, we are going to talk about action RPGs, the type of games that kind of combine the action elements of kill millions of people with a single sword swipe from like Dynasty Warriors, and then with RPG elements, classes, and building with different skills and whatnot.
Tech trees.
So Tech trees, yeah. And that is what we are going to discuss today.
We have a stupid exhaustive list here.
There's a lot.
It didn't
Most of
seem
them
like a
are
lot at
fairly
first.
similar, but yeah.
It didn't seem like a lot at first because we just had like a couple of games, and I was like, well, shit. This one game surprised Dylan with the amount of like lore it had.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that deep.
Mm.
I mean, it has been a while since I played it, so
It's been, I think we played it end of 21, beginning of 22.
that's a long time.
Why did we want to talk about action RPGs, Dylan? What was the
Uh,
inspiration?
Diablo 4 is coming out. If you pre-order it, you pre-order one of the $100 versions, you get early access, so you can actually play it this Thursday, June 2nd. Friday. This Friday, actually. Friday next week. And yeah, that's a pretty big name action RPG. I feel like that's the game that comes to mind when a lot of people think of action RPGs.
I don't know.
You don't know? It's a classic.
Yeah,
Diablo's
man.
a classic.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Since Diablo Immortal has kind of been kind of.
What, do you guys not have cell phones? What idiots, dude. Number one, I'm not a super big fan of Diablo just because it's from the Blizzard company and they've been doing a lot of shit stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I know they failed on promises when it comes to like Overwatch 2. They were like, "Oh, we're going to have a bunch of single player stuff," and then they announced like last week or something like that they just completely scrapped that stuff. So it's that's cool.
People need to stop giving bad companies money until they fix their fucking shit.
And then obviously they had all the internal bullshittery.
All right, Dylan. This is what I want you to do.
Hmm.
We've got an exhaustive list for Diablo.
Okay.
I need you to give us bits and pieces of everything that we have here. Obviously, talk about the experience with Diablo, but also I think we should include some story before we do the trailer reveal. Ooh.
So I guess I'll just go down the list here. I've never played the first Diablo. I don't think many people have.
Lame asses.
But the basically the story of the first Diablo is a group of sorcerers defeated the three prime evils. If you don't know, Diablo is a lot of like Christian mythology. I think is the main lore behind it. Demons versus angels type beat. So yeah, and the prime evils bound their essence to the small crystal prisons called soul stones, which are buried deep beneath the earth. Centuries later, a corrupt priest from the city of Tristram broke the soul stone of Diablo. Wow, that's in the title.
Wow, there's the name of the game.
Freeing the Lord of Terror's essence to tempt, corrupt, and destroy the civilization above. The plot of Diablo revolves around three heroes, either a warrior, rogue, or sorcerer. Not a lot of choice there, considering the choices in the later games.
Yeah.
Descending into dark, eerie dungeons, that's pretty classic, beneath Tristram to slay the evil there. Upon defeating Diablo, the hero attempts to seal away the great demon by plunging his broken soul stone into their own forehead. A not so great idea, because they become the enemy of the sequel.
No. Also spoiler alert, but no.
I think the first Diablo came out in like 1998 or some shit. It was old.
Yeah, you asshats. If you haven't played Diablo 1 or 2 yet, you could get on the roll. Definitely me, who's played just Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo 2 came out in 2000. That's what I thought. Yeah, I was thinking that. Diablo 2 was super highly rated. Like it was a huge success when that game came out because it's very good. So Diablo 2 starts off kind of right after the first Diablo, and you start off as either a barbarian, Amazon, necromancer, sorceress, or paladin. I think most people know the correct answer out of those, which is necromancer.
Paladin.
Um, the necromancer in Diablo 2 is so fun to play because you can summon a whole ass army of skeletons, and it is great. But anyway, you spend most of their saga pursuing a mysterious demon summoning dark wanderer. Turns out to be the hero from the first Diablo, corrupted by the demon tainted rock jammed into his forehead.
I just
With
see
the-
random rocks all the time, and I just try to plunge them into my forehead. I feel like that's a great idea always.
Well, that's how you get superpowers.
Is that why Tien is so powerful in Dragon Ball? He just found a random eyeball and crammed it
Yeah.
into his forehead.
Yeah, that's how that happened. That's his backstory. And with the aid of, I think they introduce like the archangels in this one. So with the aid of the archangel Tyrael, the players venture across different lands to defeat Diablo and his infernal brethren. Wow, that's the name of the game, Mephisto and Baal. In the end, Diablo is banished to the Black Abyss again, but the destruction of a relic called a World Stone weakens the boundaries between heaven, hell, and the world of Sanctuary. In case you didn't know, Sanctuary is basically what they call Earth, and then heaven and hell, obviously. I mean, I don't really need to explain that.
What is hell? I'm only well versed in
It's,
Norse mythology and
It's lots of red lava, hot lava.
So a spa
And rock.
location,
Yes.
resort, volcanic.
It is very
sand
lovely, I
resort.
hear.
It's like Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Right. I really like the design of the angels in Diablo 2 because they got like weird wispy wings instead of like feather wings, which is really cool looking.
Yeah, yeah. As much as I do not like Blizzard, their character and world design is pretty fucking good. Like I'm not. I give credit where credit's due. It's all very pretty, and the games are fun to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do a pretty damn good job with it. I just really like the art direction of Diablo. I think that's what drew me into Diablo to begin with.
I like angels and demons.
Yeah, that's also very cool. So it's very not really used very often, honestly. Like just classic angel versus demons kind of stuff.
I feel like that is such a huge trope always. Maybe not in video games anymore, but at least in like movies. Do you remember like that mid 2000s early 2010s era of like movies that were all just like angels and demons. Like priest.
I think I recall what you were talking about. I know there's a comic book character, Constantine, who's pretty big on the old angel versus demons
Fucking
thing.
love Constantine. Another Keanu Reeves movie. Absolutely next level. And they're coming out with the second one.
Supernatural, yeah. I guess I've never watched Supernatural, but I know it's like huge. So
Supernatural isn't specific to Christian mythology, but it does focus a lot on it. It's a pretty okay show.
okay. Well, on to the game. The Diablo game I probably played the most of. So after Diablo 2, they do a fucky wucky and break the boundaries between heaven, hell, and sanctuary. So Diablo 3 takes place in the basically a giant army from hell invades Earth or sanctuary. And in Diablo 3, you have the choice of being a barbarian, a monk, a wizard, a witch doctor, crusader, necromancer, or demon hunter. It's important to note that crusader and necromancer are specific to DLC. They are not in the base game. I played witch doctor. Witch doctor was fun because you could like send out swarms of like plague frogs and shit, and they like blow up.
I called
It was really the witch doctor. Yeah, they're pretty fun. That was my favorite class. The demon hunter I think looked really cool, and I heard the crusader is pretty good too.
Demon
They're
Hunter
like-
is the usual like heavy man that looks cool with big sword.
Demon hunter had dual crossbows,
Exactly.
and they ran around and they had a lot of mobility and stuff. They were kind of like a rogue class. I didn't really like them very much, honestly. They were too brittle. They get hit by something and they die pretty quick.
Don't get hit.
And in Diablo, there are really massive boss fights. So if you're really bad at dodging, you will get hit and die very quickly.
Oh no.
And I played Witch Doctor, and Witch Doctor was pretty weak too, but he had a lot of lifesteal kind of stuff, so it made it pretty easy to survive. But as one of these classes, you tap into your Nephilim heritage in order to suppress the angels of heaven, apathetic to humanity's plight and foil the schemes of Diablo.
I just
again.
I just want to say you said suppress. That says surpass.
Surpass.
He has him to get stronger than the angels of heaven because Nelfheim is the
I
realm
don't-
of angels.
I don't speak English.
Luckily for you, that's not English.
There's I don't remember if you actually fight any of the angels in the game. I don't think you do,
No, I don't.
but you kind of follow one around for like half the game. And yeah.
Yeah, the
It's,
whole point is that Angel's trying to lead you to obviously awaken yourself. That way you get big boy strong.
And then of course, surprise surprise, the main villain is Diablo once again, who plots to resurrect themselves into a form powerful enough to overthrow the celestial realms, which is a very feminine, sexy body. And however, the ending of Diablo 3 hints at the true or even cooperation may be possible between the angels and the humans. And this is something which the Lord of Terror surely would be against. So yeah, it's the final boss fight. You fight like a very feminine looking Diablo, like
Oh, yeah.
huge boobies, big horns.
I'm more interested in the horns.
And in one of the DLCs, the one that adds the Necromancer, you actually fight Death, the Grim Reaper, which is pretty cool. He looks really cool. But yeah, that's the Diablo trilogy, the current games that you can play right now. We're not talking about Immortal. Immortal doesn't exist.
What's
And
that?
and Diablo 4 is going to be cool. I think. I don't know if I'm gonna get it.
No,
I don't know. I'm on the
No
fence
way.
about that.
no way in hell
But,
I'm gonna buy Diablo 4.
But Diablo 4 is kind of a little break from the norm, just a little bit, because there's world bosses that you can like team up with randos to beat, and there's like PvP, which is pretty cool. And the base cat classes in that game is Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, Barbarian, and Sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 5 classes you can choose from, and they all look really cool. And unfortunately, you cannot summon a massive army with Necromancer. You can summon like 5 or 8, depending on how you spec your character, skeletons. So
Lame.
not as cool as Diablo 2 Necromancer, but you know, there's PvP in this game, so they have to balance it a little bit.
Lame. Lame.
Yeah.
Lame.
And I don't know if Diablo is the main villain in this game. I don't remember. It would be weird if he wasn't, or they. But I know there's like 2 factions you can choose from. There's like Lilith, who's like a demon who forsake hell, and she's kind of like, I don't really give a shit about angels or demons. I just want to do my own thing. And then you can side with the angels if you want, which is Tyrael, however you pronounce that. He makes a reappearance, I believe. So that's cool. Yeah,
Swag.
but Diablo 4, we'll see how that pans out. It looks good, but whether or not it is good. Another thing, they are bringing back the seasons in Diablo 4. There were seasons in Diablo 3 where they would add like seasonal challenges, and you play through the game with a different like modifier, and you compete in like leaderboards and stuff when you do that. They're doing the same thing in Diablo 4, except for it's a little bit more the seasons are a lot more like different and make the gameplay significantly different per season.
Yeah.
So they have like different themes and stuff and different cosmetics, lots of microtransactions involving cosmetics. So
Okay, time to do something on the fly. I'm really good about doing things on the fly.
people butterfly,
best.
sugar, baby.
That's right. That is right, my good sir. Let me hit that. Ooh! Here we go. This is the new Diablo 4 trailer.
Diablo 4, whoa.
And we got some live action shit. You know how I feel about live action.
Whatever you can do. We beg you.
Will you save us?
Will you make them suffer?
Can your shadow be our light?
Will you fight the darkness?
Yeah,
Please, Emmett.
all of the classes are really cool in this game.
I wonder who that is.
That is Lilith.
That was
Is it Lilith? Wait,
that was a joke. Yeah, that's Diablo.
Diablo, is that? I don't
Yeah.
know. Lilith and Diablo kind of look kind of similar. Because Lilith is also a female demon with horns.
Pretty sure that
But,
was Diablo.
But she has like a big red dress, I think. So,
Oh man.
but yeah, all the classes in the Diablo 4, I will give them that. All the classes in Diablo 4 are super flashy when they do stuff. Like you saw in that trailer, that big fire snake, that's something the sorcerer can do. The sorcerer has a lot of like elemental summon things like that. And the druid can turn into a werewolf or a werebear. It's just pretty cool.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
you know.
Cool stuff. There's a lot of different ways to build your character too. Like there's a build for Necromancer where instead of doing summons, you can do like big boy things. Like I think you use the skeletons to power yourself, and then you just become roided out and just fucking kill everything with a giant scythe.
Yeah.
So
Got to.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They have a lot of options.
That
for
trailer.
classes.
The trailer was okay.
Yeah, it's. I've seen better trailers for Diablo 4, honestly, but
fan trailers.
fan trailers.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a gameplay launch trailer. We can watch that too.
There was this one where it's like, who will you choose or something like that, and it shows like the armies of heaven fighting the armies of hell.
Your lives
And it's like, ooh, will you choose to be on Lilith's side or on the angel's side?
Maybe that is
choose wisely.
You should see me in the crowd. I know there's nothing to help. Watch me make 'em bow. Count my cards, watch them fall. Blood on a marble wall.
I will go on record to say the song is hard.
Yeah. I believe it is, yeah. Yeah, a lot of the bosses are really cool. There's this one boss, and I saw the animations for it, and it is nuts.
Oh look, True Lies. Let's watch that on stream. No, no, yeah. I mean, it looks cool. I won't be.
You will not be purchasing. It
Nah,
is a $70 game
Yeah,
base, so
and the microtransactions are kind of fucking lame that they have.
it's 99. I should say all of the paid shiz on the season passes and stuff is purely cosmetic. They tried really hard to make all of the, like, even the premium currency you get from the season pass is on the free part of the season pass. So
Good.
it's
That's a good thing.
they're actually pretty good about that.
Taking a note
surprisingly.
from the old Vampire Blood Hunt, giving away its currency for.
Yeah.
Except their battle pass is free.
So yeah, even if you don't pay money for the season pass to get the premium version, you can still get premium cosmetics.
Premium cosmetics.
Yeah. All the paid stuff is purely cosmetic if you want to look real cool. But yeah, the game looks good. It's a very good looking game.
You're good looking.
Thank you.
Not as good looking as Nolan, but you are good looking. Yeah, Nolan's the boy. Yeah. Moving right along. If you've played Diablo and you got tired of Diablo shit, then you probably played a game called Path of Exile. Path of Exile is literally just Diablo, but a little different in a lot of ways. The story is not the same, but the gameplay is practically the same. Quick plot synopsis: you get exiled from Oriath for some crime, depending on which class that you pick, and you get sent to Rayclast, which is a penal colony where they kill various monsters and so on and so forth. It is discovered that the guy who exiled you, the High Templar Dominus, was secretly working with his assistant, Piety, studying thaumaturgy. I can't say that word correctly. My language won't allow that. It is the cause of many of the problems in Rayclast. The exile finds them and kills them both. In the process, encounters a 200-year-old woman called Dyla, who explains how thaumaturgical rapture device created by a man called Malachi is being used to awaken and release the beast. The exile travels to Highgate, where they enter the beast and kill Malachi.
Whenever I hear the beast, I think of that movie Split, I think it was called. With the dude with multiple personalities, and then one of them is the beast, and he kind of gets like superpowers because of it, or something like that.
Yeah.
One of those. The name escapes me.
Yeah. Jekyll and Hyde situations.
Yeah.
But yeah, Path of Exile practically plays a lot the same as Diablo. It has seasons. They're ranked seasons. People try their best to get to the top of the leaderboards before the season expires to get rewards. And you just fucking build shit that's crazy. The classes that you can play are Templar, Witch, and the other ones don't matter.
Yeah, those are the ones that matter. I remember looking at like the skill chart for classes in the game, and it is nuts. There's a lot of
There's
options.
so much shit. The
Yeah.
Path of Exile is nice because like you've got the base classes, but they can really be explored into literally whatever. Like the Witch turns into a Necromancer. I always do a Necromancer build. I fucking love Necromancer builds. I like good jazz. And if anyone that's like a Path of Exile fan, you would know that they're coming out with the second game. What?
Nice.
Yeah, they've released trailers for it 3 years ago.
And it hasn't come out yet. I hate it when developers do that.
It's supposed to come out this year. So let's
Wow,
go.
the original Path of Exile came out in 2013, so it's been 10 years.
Among ancient ruins,
What is playing?
evil grows.
Stop. I'm having issues. We're doing it live, and we are now having issues for
We always do it live. I don't
always.
think we've ever done pre-recorded stuff.
Never. Good old grinding gears, the same people that give you mud tires.
Best game.
The gods are dead, but left on their own, men will always seek to take their place.
Criminals! Your sentence is to be hanged from the neck until dead. Let your souls feed the first ones, and your bodies feed the land.
The
Look
only
like our playable
result is
characters.
pain
Yeah.
and death.
The guy who falls is the one that you pick. Practically the same introduction as the first game. Wash upon a beach. That guy's cool. Oh, that's the witch. That's someone.
Only 20 years since Kitava fell, and already corruption spreads like a plague through these shattered lands.
No idea who Kitava is on this.
Wretched malevolence lurks in the shadows. It is our calling to put it to an end. It must be done if Rayclast is to survive.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, look, they also have a werewolf.
Wow.
Path of Exile 2. Oh, little bit of action here at the end. I don't know if they meant to include that.
One game, 2 campaigns.
So, yeah. There's
Looks
the
cool.
first trailer.
Looks
Yeah.
a lot better than the original game.
I
Huge improvement in graphics.
Once more,
think it looks similar. That's cool.
the seed of corruption advances, spreading dread and despair. We must give chase.
Okay. Okay. Seeing a little bit different stuff going on here. Okay.
A lot of big dudes. Whoa.
These sands hide countless secrets. 3,000 years of dormant malevolence. We must hunt down the seed and put an end to this madness. If Rayclast is to survive.
Yep, they're pretty proud of it.
Path of Exile 2. Oh, yeah.
Pre-order now.
Yep. Yep. So Path of Exile 2 is on the rise. It'll be pretty dope skis to see, and the fucking biggest pro that Path of Exile has over Diablo is that it's free. It's free to play.
Free?
F2P, baby. And that's why I played a fuck ton of Path of Exile and not Diablo.
Because, yeah, you do have to pay to play Diablo.
I don't
Yeah,
fucks with it.
And it's like a surprisingly, like, super high quality free-to-play game too, because usually like free-to-play games, they do something to make money, and it usually makes the game worse, in my opinion.
Nope.
But
Path of
Path of Exile is
Exile.
really good about that.
Yep, Path of Exile has taken the role that they only want to charge for cosmetics. The end.
Yep, they are. There's a lot of content and very good content completely free.
Dylan, do you want to talk about the next one, or you want me to talk about the next one?
Well, we played a little bit of that game. Both played a little bit when there was a Western release of the game.
Yeah, when it was released over here in the U.S. of A, baby. We're talking about Lost Ark, yo. Lost Ark is well, it's a game.
It's an MMO.
Yeah, it's one of those angels, but not strictly Christian mythology bullshit. I don't know. Koreans and whatnot, dude.
Yeah, it's a Korean RPG, a MMO, and there's like a subscription service thing that gives you a lot of extra stuff that is very useful, and I stopped playing when it ran out because it was very tedious after that.
Yeah, it's a grind. It is a grindy game. Beautiful game. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking pretty and it's fun to play. But it is a fucking grind to do anything once
And it's got the classic like gender locked classes too, so if you play a certain class you gotta play that.
I mean,
like,
isn't the witch
model a character.
and the sorceress and I mean most of these games have gender lock classes, don't they?
Diablo doesn't. You can play as whatever gender as you want.
A male sorceress.
Yep. Yep. You
English,
can.
English dictates that that's not right.
Well, that's the way it is. You can play as a female sorceress.
No, a female sorceress.
Or
is
a male sorceress, I should say.
Oh, Lost Ark is weird. There's only been one Lost Ark. I don't think there's any announcements for Lost Ark, but every time it gets a major update, they add an extra piece of lore. It's a kind of like a saga, sort of.
Mm.
And there are 5 acts so far.
That's a lot of acts.
Yeah. Dylan, you take this one because you haven't played the next one.
All right. So the first act, the act that was out at release, is the Dawning Age. The god Regulus brings order and light to balance the darkness of chaos and creates a world to embody each Arcadia and Petrania. The Order of the Light is powered by the Ark. Whoa, it's in the name. Split 7 ways for 7 gods and spread across Arcadia. When the 2 worlds nearly destroy each other, the Guardians are created to restore peace. That's you.
Whoa.
Wow. It's pretty simple. Pretty basic introductory story.
You just, yeah, you know, well, I think when it came out over here in the West, it was the Eon of War, which is the 3rd arc. There's a lot going on here.
Well, the game's been around for a while by the time it got localized to the English-speaking world.
Yeah, practically saying there's a lot of shit going on, and the main character has to get strong to stop the shit.
Mm-hmm. You go through dungeons, kill bosses, collect about 500 million collectibles, get your own little homestead, buy your own little island and your own private island, and just put whatever you want there.
Yeah. This isn't
a lot
on
of
the
systems.
sheet. This isn't on the sheet. If it seems like we're starting to rush these, that's because we've talked about the 2. We talked about the big one, and everything else is kind of on the side. But we do have a trailer from 2022 for some of this stuff for Lost Ark. So, in case you want to know what it looks like and that jazz, yeah. Amazon Games.
That's a long trailer.
Hello, adventurers. My name is Kum Kan Sun. I'm the director of Lost Ark. Korean names are hard to pronounce, aren't they? So just call me Gold River. With the help of a wonderful voice actor who will continue for me in English and this trailer, I'll show you some cool ways to enjoy Lost Ark, which is launching very soon. Say hello to our adventurers. Hello. Nice to meet you, adventurers. Now, let us begin. First, let's take a look at the world of Lost Ark.
Story.
Just skip.
The story of Lost Ark begins like most. You guessed it right. The objective is to find the Ark. It's a common theme for RPGs, exploring different continents and experiencing different episodes while searching for the Ark. But as your adventure continues, you will get to know the people of Arcasia and get involved in the massive lore.
Yo, Korean trailers suck.
This was weird.
Yeah, there's cool classes and whatnot. The game doesn't look anything like the trailers just showed us, except for like the in-game engine shit. But all the cinematic shit is not real at all in the game. Yada yada yada.
And as with most Korean MMOs, there's a million currencies, a million different systems, and a million different other things you have to worry about on top of the actual gameplay. So
Yeah.
it can be kind of overwhelming.
But it's fun. It's pretty. It's fun. There's an angel chick who talks to you the entire time to help you find the Lost Ark, so on and so forth. I want to talk about this one, Warframe. It's a fucking cool-ass game, dude. Warframe is what Destiny fucking thought it could be, and then Destiny ended up turning out to be a COD wannabe game, and yada, yada, yada. Warframe... Go ahead.
Destiny 2 actually, speaking of Destiny 2 is going to release its final DLC before it is done.
Oh, good. They're
And
only
Destiny
6
3
years
comes out.
behind.
Yeah, I know. That game came out in like 2017 or something. That game is old.
Yeah, there's a roadmap for. I think we talked about this last time. We talked about first-person shooters or some shit like that. I specifically remember us talking about this on a previous podcast. But there's a roadmap that Destiny, the Bungie company, released. It's like, this is our Destiny roadmap, and it showed like Destiny 1, and then like the final couple DLCs for Destiny 1, and then like how Destiny 2 was going to play out, then Destiny 3, Destiny 4. I think they had it all the way up to Destiny 6. Well, they're about 6 years behind on that roadmap because they like money.
They just kept doing stuff for Destiny 2.
Warframe, though, you're set in the future. Players control a thing called a Tenno, which is a race of ancient warriors who have awoken from a millennia-long cryosleep, and they wake up on Earth without any memories of their past. The origin system, which is our solar system, finds themselves at war with the Grineer, which are a matriarchal race of militarized and deteriorated human clones built upon metal and blood and war. The Corpus, a mega corporation with advanced robotics and laser technology, and the Infested, which are disfigured victims of the technocyte virus, yada, 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 so on and so forth. You go through, you do missions, you do cool shit. They just put out a major update. Their last major update added some open world experiences, and now they've added a lot of mounts and more open world shit. So they started off kind of as like a more of a ship lobby system and the dungeon crawler to more of an open world RPG. Back in the day when Warframe first came out, the major play on it was to go through the levels as quickly as possible. I mean, people were like working on like hardcore shits for people to memorize. Like, this is the fastest way. You do a flip and a side flip here, and you go for a double lunge. I'm like, oh god. And then they focus on killing the boss with like one move. There's not like tech trees or anything, but there are like different classes that you can get. A lot of them are free, but it's a grind, and some of them, actually every class is free. it's just really hard to get every class, but you can purchase blueprints to unlock different Tenno and shit like that. Space and traveling to different planets. If you're into that, it's really fucking cool. And I think that's what me and Dylan are going to try to play on stream tonight if it lets us. If that backfires, I'm not even going to attempt to do another game like that during that stream. We'll probably just move over to Magic because that always works.
Yep. Warframe is free to play. It's good to note. Free to play. And I've never played it before, so.
It's fun. It's really, honestly, genuinely, it's fun. It's got a nice, deep story about the Grineer and other stuff. The Grineer and Warframe are practically the red dudes from Destiny. Their name escapes me, but those guys, those are like the same folk.
The main thing I remember about Warframe is the "We All Live Together" song.
Yeah,
I used to listen to that a lot because it's a good song.
But Warframe's still up and going, and they've got some cool ass fucking cosmetics, especially around Halloween. They've got some of the best fucking cosmetics around Halloween. I think every game has the best cosmetics that do that sort of thing around Halloween, because you get the demons and the cool spooky shit.
There's always like fun little things that don't really fit the theme, but it's pretty good. But yeah. Only know the song. Yeah. I mean, I followed it a little bit when it first came out, and I didn't think it was really for me because it didn't look like something I'd like to play, but
we're gonna get him to try.
It's been many years since then, so.
Yeah, there's a lot has changed. The gameplay isn't significantly different, but different enough to know the difference if you've played the game previously. I know when I booted it up again for the first time like 2 years ago, I was like, oh man. When did Warframe come out? Do you have that information handy?
Well, this 2013. 2013 was when it came out.
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years, dude. Still going strong. We've got 4 of the games on the list. Torchlight, which has 3 games in the series. Grim Dawn, which has one game in the series. They are thinking about a second game. Any of the Souls games are considered action RPG. There's so much to talk about on that lore. And then the main Borderland games are also action RPGs, which there's a lot to talk about on that.
Grim Dawn's pretty cool.
I've never played Grim Dawn. I like the way that Grim Dawn looks. Anything that's like kind of, the whole Bloodborne Inquisition bullshit. I like that style.
The class system is very cool in that game because like you start with a really basic class like sword and board or like range or whatever, and then once you hit like level 10 you choose a second class which just completely changes your class into a completely different class.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty cool the way they did that.
Torchlight, I've never played Torchlight personally. I've seen some things on it. It's your regular old thing. You play a character, you go through, beat the big bad.
Yeah, it's got very cartoony art style, I think.
Yeah.
And the classes in it are pretty fun. I played the engineer class, or techno mage or whatever they were called. You had like a giant staff with a wrench on it, if I remember correctly, and you like threw piles of like nuts and bolts at people and summoned turrets to fight with you and stuff. This is the class I played through that game.
Am I mistaken? Isn't Hearthstone based off of Torchlight?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I tried.
Hearthstone is World of Warcraft.
Same thing. Same game. Maybe. I probably, if we had a bigger fan base, we'd probably just lose fucking everyone right there. It's like, oh my god, he just said. Elden Ring. We've all seen Elden Ring. We've seen the build up to it from Demon Souls all the way up, and they're fun games, and they're really fucking infuriating. I know when me and Dylan play the game simultaneously, the only thing that you hear in VC is just fucking cuss words.
I love Souls games. I've played pretty much every single one of them. Uh, yeah, actually, I have played every single one of them. I've played every single Souls game, and I've loved every single one of them. They're all very good. I think my favorite would probably be Sekiro. Sekiro is very fun.
Sekiro is the only one I haven't played, but I want to play it because Japan. I like samurai shit. And
Yeah, I really like it because of the system in it. You deflect attacks rather than just blocking, and it's really cool to do that. Like an enemy will do like an insane amount of attacks in a really quick thing, and you're just like deflecting every single one, and you feel super badass when you do that.
until you miss one deflect.
Yeah, but it's very fun. I really like the game. The final boss can suck my nuts, and yeah, the final bot, the like, if you do like the good, ultra, super secret, very good ending, you fight the hardest boss in the entire game, Ishin the Sword Saint. He is nuts.
Yeah.
It is a 4-phase boss fight.
It's
and
kind
it
of
is
like a lot of the systems in Sekiro is a lot like Neo, right? Where it's mostly blocking, and Neo's another Souls-like game. So, yeah, that's another cool game that's probably also an action RPG that I did not think about.
Yeah, yeah. The main way you defeat enemies in Sekiro is that you have to break their posture, and to do that, you just like deflect their attacks and you hit them a few times, and then it'll break their posture, and you can do a killing blow on them. And most boss fights, they usually takes like 2 or 3 killing blows before you actually kill them.
2 or 3 hours, gotcha.
Yep, 2 or 3 hours.
And then Borderlands, of course. Borderlands is just a fun, no bars hold game. You just do a lot of shit. You're on a planet and you get things. And in the second game, you're on a different planet, but you get other things. And then the third game, they're like, yo, what if you visited more than one planet? And you're like, oh shit, that's cool. And so you go and you do that, and then you get walking guns, and then you're like, oh god, oh yes, this is what I needed in this game. And you do other shit.
My favorite thing is when the gun runs out of ammo and you throw it and it explodes.
Yeah. That is pretty fun. You're like, I don't need this shit. Good old torque. I think Borderlands 2 was the one that I played the most simply because of the Technomancer.
Yeah, Technomancer was cool.
Killbot was fucking dope.
There was a... Yep. So, yep, ARPGs, action RPGs.
Zero's cool.
Yeah, Zero is very cool. There's a lot more to ARPGs too. There's a lot we didn't talk about. There's a lot of like dungeon crawlers that are considered ARPGs. It's mostly it's pretty broad category, honestly.
Dude,
just think of an RPG where the focus is killing an insane amount of enemies constantly and then running into a boss and dying a million times to that boss.
Couldn't be me. Never.
And an RPG where it's more focused on like building up your character to be a badass in combat and not so much about the story or any dialogue options whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's for other RPGs. This is a RPG on action.
That's right.
Action.
Fucking Borderlands 2 made me cry, dude. I cried a lot in Borderlands 2. Borderlands 3, there's some heartfelt moments in there too. It's fucking good games, dude. Borderlands is a fucking gem. All right, cut the flesh, salt the wound, shit, man. Just fuck, dude. I like most of the games we talked about today, but man, I spent so much time playing Borderlands 1, and then played a lot of Borderlands 2, and then I was playing Borderlands 3, and I realized I was playing it too fast, so I stopped playing it.
Oh no, I beat the game too quickly. No.
New Game Plus is dumb, by the way. People like it. It doesn't change the story whatsoever. You're just playing it again harder with a broken character and you just make them more broken. It's just a power thing.
Yeah, it's just if you really like the gameplay mostly.
Just make a different character. Just play a different character. Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
but I grow attached
tired
to
of
my
talking.
character.
I am tired of talking.
No 3-hour episode today.
No, I wanna build a Mandalorian costume. All that shit's coming tomorrow, and I am excited. And I'll probably lose all excitement once I start building it because I fucking hate making shit, music, art, other stuff. It's fun at first, and then I do it, and then I hate the process, and then love the end product sometimes. Thank you, everybody, for listening to our shit podcast today. We try our best to give quality content, and yeah.
I'd say today was our magnum opus.
Love you. We love you too. 7 p.m. We'll be playing Warframe. You can watch us do that. Probably. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't work out, we'll be playing Magic the Gathering.
Same old thing.
Yeah. Dylan, any ideas for next podcast before we go?
Any ideas? Well,
Chat, if you have ideas for our next podcast, just throw them in there real quick. Like, if it's a good idea, we'll let you know.
I don't know. We could go back into do another deep dive into something specific if you want.
Ooh, another 3-hour episode. Look at
3-hour episode.
Look at Mr.
That was unintentional.
Look at Mr. Big Man over here. Whoops. Yeah, we could do another deep dive. We'll talk about it. There's a lot to deep dive. So much. Any of the games that we listed in here. Deep dive into Borderlands? Nolan, don't you fucking tempt me, dude. I will cream so hard on Borderlands lore. You don't even know. Okay, thanks for watching.
Yep.